Trimby is that only piece, right? And, you know, another further point, Dagger, if Wunder is playing flank duty as well, how does Flakked operate in the fights, especially when Kennen gets locked in for GIANTX and we're just...
Where you are essentially just getting annihilated, right? Flashing in from the Antonio, an ult coming in from Juhan. Like, there are very few people that can really set you up,
Jankos,
but bot side.
It's a good interrupt, though. Ignar actually outplayed Trimby's engage and outplays it again. Jankos is out, but now Patrik with no summoners left, it might not be enough. Brand comes into fruition, a Gravitum as well. An easy first blood right where they need it.
In a completely dangerous situation as Heretics, and getting gold onto the Aphelios to try and accelerate him could help out at that potential next fight, but now Ignar...
Oh, from over the wall, ships in the night no longer. Ignar gets the pulverize up and he's the trample on the way. Wunder goes into the ascended mode, but man, there's no ulti for Ignar, so it ain't a fair trade, and Jankos burns him down to a crisp. The second kill for Team Heretics in this very prominent early game.
Yeah, Wunder playing with so much confidence there for good reason. He has Merc Treads. Look at that trio right there. The Kennen, the Maokai, and the Alistar. No one's going to do damage to them as the dive comes through.
He has Flash as well, but I'm looking for the exhaust. It's not up just yet. The Antonio is still burning down. Nevertheless, Wunder. It's going to be a sacrifice for Trimby's life, but he picks up a kill. The support doesn't matter. And that wave's pushing in without a brilliant lane to play.
And look at Jankos in the minimap. He's like, ooh, that looks tasty. He immediately starts to run up towards the top side. I mean, even if you don't get the play onto the Antonio, which may still happen.
Yeah, he has to ult for the wave at the very least. You could argue that ult is going to be useful, but never mind, he TP's away, and Wunder won't be able to do anything about it, but at least the wave's gone.
But you're still in position for Rift Herald if you wanted to as Heretics, so you still got a ton of options here, so that's a major win for Heretics. Sure, you lose the Dragon, but an Ocean Dragon isn't the worst. Now, hang on.
Sneaky. I mean, Flakked flashing to the left was a good play. Nature's Grasp will follow him, though, and as he puts the turret down, he's got Gravitum, but it won't slow them down. It won't even stop them in place. He tries to outplay it, and a good grasp at the is important.
Sacrifice in and of itself. And give a bunch of gold over to the Corki, but Jackie's now.
Oh, he's caught out. He's
TP
too far
through as
forward.
well.
And again, you just talked about it. There's no turret there. Ulti just burnt Jankos with a freebie, and Zwyroo gets a kill. I mean, bit of a mistake. And man, classic Jackies at this point. This dude in mid-game loves to get caught out.
It's kind of been a specialty. I mean, you can hear GB on the desk talk about it as well. This has kind of been the downfall of GIANTX. It's just people getting caught out when they really shouldn't be, but there's the play.
All in into Patrik as well. Flakked ultis, but he's been exhausted. The trade almost. The last auto connects, so a 1-for-1. Now for GIANTX, they run away because Zwyroo's in, but man, the GIANTX bottom lane, I gotta respect
behind
that.
the Antonio though.
And now I respect this, don't I? The all on in and onto Zwyroo, he does a lot of damage, but it's still not enough. There's Jankos to save the day. The thoughts are good, but in the end, Team Heretics is just getting too much in return.
And it's just a disaster.
He's waiting forward. This is a Baron start. I was waiting. They're standing in front. Let's see how they go.
Zwyroo's TP is almost off cooldown there. Double AD carry plus a Maokai with the Andrews. That's a decent amount.
TP first, so.
Of damage. Yeah, Zwyroo's TP should be up now, so he can join as well.
That's
this is fast.
in. I mean, with Lucian in now, it definitely will be. But Trimby, Jankos here, it's going to be flipped at this rate at 3.5k. It's still being taken down. Team Heretics take the leash. Wunder, though, just gets shredded. Jackies comes in and the Antonio gets the backline. Team Heretics were torn apart. The Baron never de-aggroed. And the Baron take turn to turn. Turn back to a genius move from GIANTX.
GX set up a beautiful trap there for Heretics. They'd already gotten that. It's worked absolutely fantastically, but now Jankos, they're going to need to get out of here, should be able to escape towards his mid lane.
Now the question is, how much can they get off of this? The tier 2 up top side looks juicy. Trimby's going to tank this.
Yeah, he will tank it, but it just depends. I don't think Ignar wants to go in, but
Kaisa.
does he? Under Trimby gets shredded. Double AD carries do one thing well, and that is burn down tanks as Antonio just solo kills Zwyroo. Ignar's going to be the trade-off though, and Wunder gets a reset, so he starts flapping his wings as Jackies is now isolated for the time being. Good little relentless pursuit back, and Wunder can't chase anymore, but it's still a winning trade with GIANTX getting 2.
The Antonio's like, oh, Trimby.
And that's such a game-changing wall as well. You flash over, especially in that narrow point where Team Heretics are now, you can end the game.
They've gotten good vision now. This has forced the Antonio to group, and if you can go front to back, it's easier for Heretics.
They know he's there. Nature's Grasp is there as well onto the Dragon. It is eventually taken by GIANTX, but over the wall they try and zone off the Antonio's brand. All flies through, but Wunder jumps in early again. And the Antonio shocks him in awe. Now the front to back changes hands as the Antonio gets poked on out, and yes, Flakked has damage, and so does Zwyroo as he pokes through and finds something. Even with 2 members left alive, the health bars of GIANTX are low. They have to leave, but remember, they picked up the Dragon. They're on soul point. They also won the fight.
So fast. Double AD carry. They absolutely one-shot. They're just doing it, right? And you can see Ignar here playing point guard.
Jackies is holding off. I mean, another point guard is here. It does indeed. Trimby's taken so much damage at the start. That Leona's now one shot. Shield comes through. Jankos gets a flash out, but with the Nature's Grasp, I mean, Baron is just gone. great zone control, and Trimby can't even think about an engage.
This is the problem, right? Trimby is the one who wants to take located to find this engage before his teammates get poked out. And that puts a lot of pressure on him. Trimby, he has to find the engages in the next team fight, otherwise it's going to be really hard to play with the low health bars.
If you see Antonio on top side, you can't pull the trigger, and Trimby does.
I mean, he does indeed. He's just going to get burnt down, though. What were they expecting? Team Heretics maybe getting desperate as the TP comes out in the meantime. The Antonio might just get a free one as he rolls in, and a three-man knockup sets it up, and that's just that, isn't it? Team Heretics now against the wall, and GIANTX, this culmination of a year, is looking red hot to move forward.
And I understand the idea from Trimby. It's the Antonio's pushing top. They don't have any wards in behind us. Maybe this is the moment, but he flashes and ends up seeing it.
A lot of people at home will really understand.
I think it's also, I mean, the pressure of this could be it. Like,
Yeah.
you need to make it happen, and Jankos is making it happen.
Tactic for game one, it is, isn't it? The Antonio again, shocking Zwyroo. I think he has a personal vendetta against that guy's Wunder. Tanks and drains, but then can't drain any more tanks. At the end, GIANTX have one member left standing in their way, a base to crack, and a game to clean up now.
And it's all going down the drain for Heretics. They can't keep control of this Flakked. Needs to be a one-man army, but everyone has abandoned him, and GIANTX are just going to crush through.
Ulti comes through,
And
Flakked, a shield is there. Aragon, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I know.
It's
You're
over.
just going to tell me that it's over, aren't you? Because GIANTX, as they crush through game number one, they're going to date with Destiny, move to match point to try and make summer finals a reality.
And what I was going to say was, I mean, it's such a shame because that Baron was a throw, right? It felt like Team Heretics had such a good early game, but GIANTX, they capitalize, utilize the composition well. They find that Baron rush and they turn the entire game around.
It was a rinse and repeat of SK. It wasn't a good early game, game number two. We're like, oh, hang on, they're working with something here, and then